Hi there, it's Kevin Ward, and I want to talk to you today about coming to the rescue. Last week, I was with a friend of mine, Charles Lightfoot, who is a firefighter in downtown Oakland, California, one of the busiest fire stations in the nation. And we were just talking about the idea of people coming to the rescue. And I'm like, that's what you guys are trained to do, right? And as a firefighter, that's what they're trained to do. But he said, you don't have to be a firefighter to do this. And he was telling me about his wife when they had first started dating. One day he was coming home from being on duty, and he got a call from his girlfriend at the time, who's his wife now, and she was frantic. She was just freaking out, and she said, I just got off work, and there's a guy that, as I was pulling out of the parking lot, he just ran full speed into a tree, and the car's on fire. And she's just going nuts. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And he said, so he's a firefighter. He immediately, very calmly said, where is the fire? And she said, it's under the hood. Well, as a firefighter, he knew that if a fire is under the hood, it's very unlikely that the car is going to blow up, but something's got to be done. So he said, well, go over there and see if you can get the man out. And so she says, okay. She gets off the phone and she starts going over there. By that time, basically a lot of people have stopped. She said there's over 30 people standing around just watching. And what was amazing was nobody was doing anything. And so after she talked to Charles, she got off the phone, she runs over to the car, she opens the door and unbuckles the seatbelt, and she's trying to get the man out, and she can't get him out, and she starts yelling, somebody come help me, somebody come help me. And nobody of all the people gathered around, and there were, dozens of them, nobody even moved. Finally, she turned around, she can't get him out, she turned around, she looked at the crowd, all standing there, she looked at one guy and she said, you, come help me get him out of here. And it was almost like somebody slapped him in the face. It was almost like he came out of this daze, and it was like, and he immediately ran over there, helped her pull the man out, and within seconds after pulling the man out and pulling him away from the car, literally the car was engulfed in flames. And it was that close. And when he was telling me the story, I'm just like, I can't imagine all those people just standing around and nobody taking action at all. And yet the reality is he's telling me, he says, people, whenever something happens that's traumatic like that, whenever there is a true emergency, he says people react in a lot of different ways, but the main thing is that people always expect now somebody else to come to the rescue, that it's like somebody else's job to do it. And literally, it's not that they don't care, it's that they're frozen. They don't know what to do. And when you don't know what to do, you just stand there and do nothing. And I train real estate agents. Most of you watching this, many of you are real estate agents. And so I think about who we are as human beings, who we are as people, whether you're a real estate agent or a business owner or a school teacher or whatever it is. I have a couple of questions for you today about what would you do in a situation like that? And two questions, really three questions. Number one, if you were in that situation, could you do anything about it? Can you come to the rescue? Are you physically able to actually do it? Do you know what to do? Do you know how to come to the rescue? Can you do it? The second question is, would you do it? The first one is a matter of ability, the first question. The second question is a matter of heart. It's a matter of commitment. It's a matter of would you be willing to take action, or would you be one of the crowd that just stands there? And then the third question I'm going to ask you for the rest of this video is I want to talk about, will you commit to be the kind of person that in your world, wherever you are, is someone who's willing to come to people's rescue? Because see, the reality is that we have every day, that's an extraordinary case, right? I mean, that's not something that's going to happen to you every day. But here's what does happen to you every day. In your work, in your life, you have people that come into your life's path that need help or need you. And if you're a real estate agent, you have people, every client you have, they need you. They're counting on you to help them buy a house, sell a house, and not only to help them get the job done, but they're counting on you to take care of them. They're counting on you to represent them in a way that helps them get the best result, that protects their best interest, that makes sure that you're actually serving their best interest so they're not getting in trouble, so they're not overcommitting, so they're not stuck, so that they are counting on you to come through for them. They're counting on you to come to the rescue. And I look at what we do, and somebody who trains and coaches real estate agents, who's been a real estate agent myself for nearly 20 years, is I look at clients as people that I get the opportunity to rescue, to deliver them, to whatever their problem is, to help them solve that problem. And yet I see a lot of real estate agents that don't approach it that way. It's like, I do it for the money. And I'm going to tell you that you can do it for the money. You can do it and you can make a lot of money, but if you really want to be powerful, and this is true whether it's real estate or anything, if you really want power, do it for people. Do it because people need you. And I want to challenge you, if you're a real estate agent watching this, I want to challenge you to approach your work as a real estate agent that way. That whenever somebody needs to sell a house, they need me to come to the rescue for them. Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. They could also get stuck with a mediocre agent that is unethical, is untrained, that doesn't know what to do. They're going to overprice the house. It's not going to sell. They're going to not do the right stuff. You got a buyer's agent that doesn't know what to do to protect the client. They don't know how to help them find the right house, how to help them negotiate everything to really protect their best interest. And if you don't do something about it, if you just stand around and say, well, they didn't call me, then you're literally allowing somebody else to be in danger, in jeopardy, because you're not taking action on it. And I think about for sale by owners and expired listings. So the way I look at an expired listing is it was a disaster. They had an agent they hired to sell the house and the agent failed at it. Now, whenever you're a real estate agent and you know there's a seller whose listing is expired and they still need to move, they need an agent to come to the rescue. They need a good one. They need somebody that knows what to do. And I talk to agents who are like, yeah, I don't like calling expireds because they're mean, they're mad, Well, that's what happens when you get let down. That's what happens when you hire a professional and they don't come through. That seller has a right to be upset. They're injured. Their life plans have been disrupted by an agent who didn't get them the results. And when you, as a professional, as a real estate agent, if you can come to the rescue for them, and you can help them actually this time get it sold and get them the results, you may have to go through a little danger, a little risk. That risk is they may yell at you, they may be mad. They're not mad at you, they're just mad at the situation. But if you really have the heart, and I think this is where the real power is, for the future of the real estate industry, I think for the future of most of the sales industry of all sales industries, is when you have a heart for people and realize that what you are doing is about helping people have a better life and helping solve their problems. It may be in a little way, it may not be in a big dramatic car on fire way, it may not be that dramatic, but probably just as significant is you are saving people's lives. You're saving them from stress, you're saving them from liability, you're saving them from pain, from disappointment. You're saving people's lives when you approach your work that way. So my question is, in your work, whether you're a real estate agent or anyone else, in your work, when there's somebody that needs your help, that needs somebody to help them in their situation, number one, can you help them? Or do you have the skill? Do you have the training? Are you prepared to do it? Do you have the ability to actually come to the rescue? And number two, would you? Would you do it? Would you actually be willing to put yourself out there and do stuff that may not be the funnest thing in the world, or maybe you have to talk to somebody who doesn't want to talk to you? You may have to be inconvenienced, it may be messy, it may be hard, but would you be willing to do it? And then my third question is, will you commit to show up in your life the way Khadijah showed up, Charles' wife, the way my friend's wife showed up when everybody else was standing around looking paralyzed, looking to see who's going to do something about this, who's going to be the one to take action, who's going to be the one to save the day? Will you be the one to save the day? I believe the world needs heroes. And I also believe it's you.